in BTP, environment is nothing but where we can deploy our SAP BTP services. Okay, so I will give one example. In general, we know that system contains CPU, memory, disk. Disk means nothing but storage, and network card. So we call it as a system. Network card. We call it as a system. On top of the system, OS team will install operating system. It may be Windows, or it may be, for example, if I want to go with Linux, SUSE Linux or Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating system like this. So they used to install operating system. So what we are calling this is, this is an environment. This is an OS environment. We call it as OS environment. Okay, so this is an OS environment where we can install applications, different applications. Example, if I want to install SAP application software, I can install on top of this operating system. If I want to install HANA database software, I can install on top of this operating system. So my point is to convey here. So this is an environment. What environment? This is an OS environment, operating system environment, which provides you resources like CPU, memory, disk, and network card, where we can install different application softwares, and also we can install database softwares. So we can install database software, we can install application software on top of this operating system. That's what my point. Okay, now coming to BTP. So in BTP, we have environments. Okay, so this is my BTP, SAP BTP, and we have a global account. We have a global account. For understanding purpose, global account name, Mahesh, Learning Academy Private Limited. This is the global account name. And for this global account, we used to get entitlements and quotas. So here you are able to create, under this global account, you are able to create sub accounts. Assume that we have two sub accounts. Sub account example, dev sub account. And this dev sub account is assigned to AWS cloud provider, US East region. This is one of the sub account. I have one more sub account. Assume that this is a test sub account. And this test sub account is also assigned to AWS cloud provider of US East region. Okay. So here from global account, you are going to be add entitlements to the sub accounts. Okay. Example, you are going to be add Cloudfoundry environment. You added Cloudfoundry environment and you can enable Cloudfoundry environment here. And we have one more environment called Kyma Environment. And we have one more environment called ABAP Environment. So we added three environments. We have three environments, and that we discussed in the demo session as well. In the demo session, we discussed the legacy of the history of SAP BTP. At that time, based on the years, the environments are added to cloud. Okay, we have three environments. Okay, all the three environments are added to your sub account. In the same way, the Cloudfoundry environment, Kyma environment, and ABAP environment are also added to this test sub account as well. Cloudfoundry environment, Kyma environment, ABAP environment. all the three environments added to your test sub account as well. And what we did after adding the entitlements, Cloudfoundry entitlement, Kyma entitlement, and ABAP environment entitlement, we enabled it. We enabled Cloudfoundry environment, we enabled Kyma environment, and we enable ABAP environment. We enable Cloudfoundry environment, we enable Kyma environment, and we enable ABAP environment. Okay. So to run this environment, or to enable this environment, we need some resources, memory resource and storage resources. And for this environment also, we need some resources, memory resource, CPU resource, disk resource. And for this also, we need memory resource, CPU resource, disk resource. And for this environment, for all these environments, we require resources. Okay, who is providing the resources? AWS US East is providing the resources to all these environments. Why? Because this dev sub account, under this dev sub account, you are enabled all these environments, and this dev sub account is assigned to AWS Cloud Provider US East region, and AWS Cloud Provider US East region is providing the resources to all these environments. In the same way, test sub account is assigned to AWS US East region, and for all these environments, who is providing the resources means AWS Cloud Provider US East region is providing the resources. Okay, so these are the environments. Okay, these are the environments where we can deploy our SAP BTP services. SAP BTP services. Even Cloudfoundry environment is also one of the BTP service. Kyma environment is also one of the BTP service. ABAP environment is also one of the BTP services, but we call them as environments. Even though they are BTP services, but these are environments. Okay, Cloudfoundry environment, Kyma environment, ABAP environment. And ABAP environment is very special environment. ABAP environment is very special environment. In on-premises, we call SAP ERP software, and that ERP software changed to SAP S/4HANA software. Okay, this SAP ERP software or this SAP S/4HANA software is nothing but ABAP environment in SAP BTP. ABAP environment in SAP BTP, and this is very special environment. On top of this environment, we are not running any BTP services, and that is the reason why we are calling it as a special environment. This is an independent environment, and this is a special environment. On top of this, we are not running any BTP services, but in Cloudfoundry and Kyma environment, okay, whatever the BTP services we have, we are going to be add to respect to sub accounts, and the BTP services we are going to be deploy on Cloudfoundry, or we are going to be deploy on Kyma. Some services will support to run on Cloudfoundry, some services are support to run on Kyma. So my point is to convey here, an environment in SAP BTP, an environment is providing a resources to run BTP services. However, this is in on-premises. This is your on-premises. On-premises means it is a physical system. It is a physical system. It's available in our environment, in our office premises. Okay, so they are buying one of the system which contains resources like CPU, memory, disk, and network card. By using all these resources, on top of that, they are going to be installed SUSE Linux or Red Hat Linux. On top of that operating system, we are going to be install any application software or database software. But this is called as this part is called as OS environment, and OS environment provides you resources where you can deploy your application software or database software. In the same way, Cloudfoundry environment and Kyma environment are used to provide the resources or provide the runtime environment to run BTP services on top of this Cloudfoundry and Kyma. Some services will support to run on Cloudfoundry. Some services will support to run on Kyma. Some services will support to run on both the environments.